Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888, and today we're going to be making our man can announcement for March. The theme for March is going to be Range Day, and yes, we are very late shipping man cans, which I deeply regret. We ran into some issues logistically, and took a little longer than we wanted to do to get them out to you guys. We realize that there's going to be some major changes going to be occurring to man cans this year. I'm not going to go into too many details just yet, but we are working out those details, and I'll share them with you as soon as they're available. But it's going to consist of a facelift. You know, we're going to maybe use some nicer boxes that look a little bit more professional. We're going to fix up the website, and more importantly, we've really been listening to a lot of your comments about the stuff that goes in the boxes, and trust me, we want you guys to be happy. So one of the things we're really going to strive to do is we're going to put more useful items in the box, you know, not as many kind of like trinkets and branded things. We're going to go with more useful things that you guys want to use. And believe me, we read your comments, so we know what you want. And then two, you know, really getting that delivery date like dialed in to where it's consistent each month. So that's something we're going to really strive to do. I apologize for them being late. The standard cans have already gone out. The Man Up cans have already gone out, January's can, which was 80s Action Hero, which is the one we're going to unbox here in a moment. February's can, unfortunately, we missed our window for selling that can. So what we're doing now is, since it's, I think by the time this video drops, we're talking about February 1st, we're going to go ahead and make March's can available, and that way there's plenty of time. We're making up that lost time in a way. So now people that want to get into the Range Day box for March can get in on that if they want to. So I want to also clarify something about man cans, guys. You know, we sell these boxes because the funds directly support the channel. Every single dollar we make off these boxes goes right back in to overhead, ammo, you know, cameras, lenses, all the things that we need to make our videos. They go directly right back into the channel. And I don't know any other way to be more plain with you guys than that. So when you purchase a man can, you are supporting the channel. Also, some people opt to support us on Patreon. You know, if you don't want to buy a man can, but you want to donate $1 or $2 on Patreon, that's also a way you can support the channel directly, and you get access to some of the, you know, exclusive stuff we put on Patreon, which I'm not going to lie, isn't like a ton of stuff, but we do share some behind the scenes stuff and little videos and stuff like that. And yes, those funds directly support the channel. So if you want to support us on Patreon, that's the way you can do it. And look, you don't want to buy a man can, you don't want to support us on Patreon, maybe you like t-shirts. Over on Forge for Freedom, Sam over there does our t-shirts for us. He does a great job. If you buy a t-shirt, those funds support the channel. Also, Patriot Patch does patches for us. So all the merch that we sell, the money we make off that stuff goes directly right back into producing the content. And every single dollar is accounted for in that way. So I just want y'all to, you know, I want to make sure y'all realize that, you know, the reason that we're able to make these videos is because of the support from our viewers in the form of merch and man cans and Patreon. And that is a major, you know, factor for why we can continue to do what we do in these kind of crummy times when it comes to, you know, how people like us, I guess more or less, make money doing what we do. I mean, it's directly from our fans, so I just want to make that clear. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you anymore. I am going to unbox January's can. I am super excited about this can. We ran into a shipping delay on the knives. Okay, they got stuck, in customs. But I swear they're on the way. They're coming. The first batch of quite a few are going out today, and then we'll probably have the rest of them out by tomorrow. So I don't really see any major issues there. But guys, this can was so cool, and I was so excited. I really, you know, it's been killing me to not get this thing to you guys. And I apologize. Those shipping times are going to get better. One other thing I'll mention real quick before we unbox. Also, I don't want it to sound like my wife hasn't done a good job with this stuff, because Brandy has worked her butt off to help put this project together and has continued to make these cans a reality, and I couldn't do it without her. And she probably won't watch this video, but I don't want her thinking that I don't appreciate what she does, or that I know that a lot of the fans appreciate what Brandy does behind the scenes. But I think part of it too, you know, part of the tardiness, the continued tardiness of man cans, I believe that Brandy's workload is starting to get a little overwhelming on her, and it's starting to be more than she can take on by herself. And plus, Chad and I, our filming duties have definitely taken a much more drastic turn in terms of what we're doing. Many of you know also that we have a guitar channel now. It's called Guitarsenal. So we're producing content for that channel as well, and that does pull us away even more than we already were pulled away. So at the end of the day, I don't want anybody thinking that I don't think Brandy's doing a good job with it. She just needs some help, and I think that we're going to work on getting some outside help to come in and assess the whole thing with man cans and help us get it pointed in the right direction, kind of steer the ship where it needs to go, and ultimately give you guys what you want, because that's very important to us. We don't want you to be unhappy. We want you to be happy. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I get it. You want to support the channel, and you know that buying it supports the channel, but money's money, and you work hard for your money, and you deserve to be happy and have what you want. It's more than just us making YouTube content. When we send you this box, this is personal to us. This is something that we thought all this stuff out pretty thoroughly, and we want you to be happy with it. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to move on here. So we're going to unbox January. If you have this box on the way and you want to be surprised, this is a part of the video where you probably don't want to watch, because we're going to reveal the contents. Okay, so the cans are sold in 3 different tiers. Okay, you have a regular, a man up, and a mega man up. Regulars are 30. Man ups are 60, mega man ups are 100. And then of course the items get a little bit better and fancier as you get up into the higher tiers, okay? So yeah, don't quote me on this, guys, but depending on how we restructure this box, we could change around the pricing structure just a little bit. I don't know in what direction, higher or lower, but the prices could change a little bit in the future depending on what we wind up doing. I don't know what that'll entail, but I'm just letting you know that to expect that. It could be better or worse or neutral, or it could just be a slight shift, but that could be a potentially, a thing in the future. All right, so we did so Combat Hygiene does our fight soaps for us. This one is a Goonies fight soap, because we're talking 80s action heroes. This one's got Sloth on the front. I mean, who can't like Sloth? And of course it smells like a Baby Ruth. And because you're going to want to eat the soap, we threw a little Baby Ruth in the box because that's just part of the theme, right? Might as well. All right, we did and guys, I want you to know how important this box is to me. As an 80s kid, yeah. Okay, so we did the Snake Plissken Mac 10 patch. So we've got the Mac 10, and this, Bastion did this patch for us. We got the Mac 10 with the optic on the top, just like you saw in Escape from New York. And, oh gosh, who was it? Isaac Hayes? Yeah, Isaac Hayes is in that movie. And he's got that Mac 10, and he's shooting it with the optic on it. And because of Barry, he worked for RPB and making the Mac 10s, I wanted to do a Mac 10 patch, so that was a nice double whammy right there to pay homage to Barry with the Mac 10, and then also to 80s glitz, because you got to have optic on your Mac 10 in order, to get those accurate shots downrange. Anyway, Snake Plissken, yeah, absolutely. All right, we did a sticker pack. That is what it is. You'll see that. Sigourney Weaver, James Bond, RoboCop, 80s heroes, right? I mean, let's admit here, Sigourney Weaver, she was kind of a force to be reckoned with in Aliens now, man. You don't want to mess with her, okay? And every kid that saw that was like, wow, I don't know, like back then, Sigourney Weaver, Sarah Connor, man, I don't know. Between those two, it's like they're both just such like bad women, man. It's like you don't want to mess with them. All right, Chuck Norris and the red bandana. So you can get your action hero on. So you got your red bandana, okay? And it's more of a handkerchief, but it's a bandana. You get your Chuck Norris on, and to get in Predator mode, you got to get your camo face paint on, okay? All right, and that's like Commando, Predator, trying to stick into that realm. All right, and then we did a t-shirt. All right, and this shirt was done by Forge from Freedom, Sam over there. Really good guy. And it is a Red Dawn inspired t-shirt. So it says Property of the Wolverines, established 1984. So 1984, of course, being the date that Red Dawn came out in theaters. So it was made in 1984. Patrick Swayze, one of the, I forget the actors in that movie, but great movie. How can you not like Red Dawn? You know what I mean? Like Charlie Sheen? Was it Charlie Sheen that was in that movie too? Patrick Swayze. Man, what a movie. I'm going to go back and watch that movie again just because it makes me think. That movie is so great. Like, if you've never seen Red Dawn, you got to go right now, go watch Red Dawn. All right. So that's the regular can. You got the shirt and all the goodies and everything, and you can put your bandana on, your face paint, your Red Dawn shirt. Man, you're in 80s character mode. All right. And that was kind of, I guess, like the goal of that, right, was to do that. All right, that was the $30 box. The Man Up box is all of this stuff plus, all right, we did a Zippo lighter that was inspired by the lighter used by Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. When him and his dad are tied up in the Nazi castle, and he has the wise idea to break out his lighter and burn the rope, and proceeds to set the castle on fire. I don't think that was an intended consequence of that moment, but they got away, right? And so we wanted to do this lighter because I know a lot of people would recognize what that was from, and because that was a just awesome movie back then. And yeah, so we did the Indiana Jones Zippo lighter, which can't go wrong there. And who can't use a Zippo, right? Everybody loves Zippos, and they're American made, great product. All right, and then the last thing for the Mega Man Up, that was your Man Up. The Mega Man Up, we did a Rambo knife from First Blood. These are what we ended up having to wait on. So some of you guys that wound up taking a little bit more time to get your box, that's why, because our knives got held up. One of my guys here has a exact replica of the knife used in Rambo, and they're like $100, and it's supposed to be a replica of the exact one used in the movie, and this is a pretty close replica of the one used in the movie. And it's even got the edge on top, which is just like the one John Rambo used in the movie. You do have a storage compartment, so you can put like a little survival kit in there, a little fishing kit or whatever you want, matches, okay? Doesn't have the compass. I don't know if the original one had the compass or not. I don't think it did, but it's got the same wrap on it. They did put the Iraq Veteran logo on it. I guess that's kind of neat. That's what makes it kind of mine versus just a movie prop. But this is actually, compared to the real one, which we'll show you, it's a pretty dang close copy of the one used in the movie, dare I say replica of the one used in the movie. And then you've got a leather sheath, which is really cool, just like the one John Rambo had. And come on, what kind of 80s guy that loves 80s movies, how can you not love a Rambo knife? I mean, you can saw limbs, you can hack limbs if you want. Anyway, if you haven't seen Rambo, guys, go watch Rambo. It's such a good movie. All the Rambo movies, we did make reference to several movies in this box, and that's why it was so exciting to me, because I grew up on these movies. I grew up watching, Snake Plissken, and watching, Terminator and Predator, and watching Indiana Jones, and watching Rambo, and watching The Goonies, and watching Escape from New York. It's just Snake Plissken. I mean, it was just like growing up. I was a huge James Bond guy. I watched Lethal Weapon. All of these movies. Just Die Hard. I mean, how can you not like Die Hard? And all of those movies had a major sort of influence on me as a content creator and just as a person in general. I mean, how could you not be affected by those kind of movies? So that is the $100 can with the Mega Man Up. I feel like we did really good there, because those replica knives alone are usually $100. So I feel like we did really good there. I hope it was worth the wait. I hope you guys are happy, because trust me, we really want you guys to be pleased with what you're getting in these boxes. I won't keep you anymore. I know you guys are busy. We've got a lot of content that we're putting out. We've been filming like madmen. And guys, the funds that we make on the merchandise and from Patreon and things like that, those funds directly support the channel and directly affect our ability to be able to produce content. And I appreciate you guys being a part of that. If you want the range day box, look, just to clarify on March, for that box, range day, when we do that box, usually around early springtime, we usually try to put things in there that you're going to take out to the range and use. So like Ear Pro, Eye Pro, things like that, useful things. So we're going to really make a very, very legitimate effort to try to put just completely useful things and to give you guys some truly good value in that box. So if you want that box, it's for sale now, March, range day. So remember, you're not buying February because we missed the window to sell February. So we had to turn those, we already had to turn all those units in. So those are on the way. February should ship relatively on time, I hope. It's looking like we should be okay on that one. We are making some very legitimate efforts to try to get those boxes to you in a timely manner. And we will be making some changes, as I've mentioned. So thank you for supporting us through our growing pains. And thank you guys for supporting the channel, because a lot of people watch these videos and they get to consume this content for free because of you. So when you support the channel, you're also supporting all your fellow viewers. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I'm sorry for being late. We're working on it. Bear with us. We're not perfect. We're trying to do this the best we can. It will get better, I promise. And guys, have a good day, and we'll see you next time.